Hello guys, welcome to the Battle Legacy channel. Today, we've got a fascinating topic to explore. If you watch the full video, you'll not only learn about the most brutal conflicts in history, but you'll also understand the sheer scale of loss humanity has endured in battle. The violence, the courage, the sacrifices, these are the stories that shaped the world. We'll count down the top 10 bloodiest battles in history, each one shaping the course of civilization in unimaginable ways. Let's dive in. Starting at number 10, we have the Battle of Verdun during World War I. With an estimated 700,000 deaths, Verdun became one of the longest and most grueling battles in history. France, fighting to protect its soil, and Germany, aiming to bleed France dry, engaged in a battle of attrition. The fight was brutal, with neither side giving any ground for months, leading to staggering casualties on both sides. The landscape was so heavily bombarded that it became nearly unrecognizable. The battle ended up symbolizing the horrors of trench warfare, where soldiers lived in constant fear of death, and the cost of victory was steep. At number 9, we have the Battle of Stalingrad, which racked up over 2 million deaths. This brutal World War II conflict between Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union was not only one of the deadliest battles, but also marked a turning point in the war. The battle took place in one of the most unforgiving winters, with both armies entrenched in urban warfare. The Germans, who initially made rapid advances, were eventually surrounded and trapped by the Soviets. The ferocity of the battle and the cold, coupled with the mass civilian casualties, marked Stalingrad as a testament to the resilience of the Soviet forces. Number 8 is the Battle of Okinawa, with casualties ranging from 200,000 to 250,000. This fierce battle between Japan and the United States during World War II was one of the bloodiest in the Pacific theater. Okinawa was a crucial island for the Allies as they prepared for the invasion of Japan's home islands. What made this battle particularly devastating was the involvement of civilians. Many Okinawans were forced to fight for their lives, while others tragically took their own lives to avoid capture. The intense, close-quarters combat, coupled with kamikaze attacks from the Japanese, led to catastrophic losses on both sides. At number 7, we have the Battle of the Somme, where more than 1 million people lost their lives. This World War I battle remains infamous for its devastating casualties. The battle was intended to break through German lines and relieve pressure on the French forces at Verdun. But what followed was an absolute massacre. The British and French forces launched wave after wave of attacks against well-fortified German positions. The use of outdated military tactics, combined with the horror of machine guns and barbed wire, led to incredibly high casualties. The Somme became a symbol of the futility of war and the tremendous human cost. Number 6 takes us back to ancient history, the Battle of Cannae in 216 BCE. Estimated deaths are around 70,000 to 80,000. This battle is remembered for its military brilliance, as the Carthaginian general Hannibal, with far fewer troops, executed a double envelopment strategy that resulted in the complete annihilation of the Roman army. Though it wasn't the deadliest battle in terms of sheer numbers, its tactical significance and the devastation it caused to Rome make it a pivotal moment in history. The Roman Empire had never faced such a crushing defeat, and it sent shockwaves across the ancient world. The Battle of Leipzig, 1813. At number 5, we have the Battle of Leipzig, also known as the Battle of the Nations, with around 100,000 deaths. This massive engagement during the Napoleonic Wars saw Napoleon Bonaparte's forces facing a coalition of Russian, Prussian, Austrian, and Swedish armies. It was one of Napoleon's greatest defeats and marked a turning point in the Napoleonic Wars. The battle was fought over 4 days, and the immense number of casualties reflects the scale and intensity of the conflict. The aftermath led to Napoleon's eventual exile and the end of his domination over Europe. Coming in at number 4 is the Battle of Waterloo, where an estimated 50,000 to 70,000 lives were lost. This battle ended the Napoleonic Wars, with Napoleon being decisively defeated by a coalition of British, Dutch, Belgian, and Prussian forces. It was a decisive moment in European history. Waterloo wasn't just about military tactics, it was about the balance of power in Europe. Napoleon's defeat here brought an end to his dreams of a French empire and set the stage for a new European order. The battle's profound consequences echoed throughout the continent. At number 3, we have the Battle of Antietam, the bloodiest single-day battle in American history, with 22,717 deaths. Fought during the American Civil War, it was a critical battle for the Union. The Confederate Army of Northern Virginia under Robert E. Lee was met by Union forces led by General George McClellan. The battle was a tactical draw, but strategically significant as it halted Lee's invasion of the North. The staggering casualties reflected the intense combat, and it became a symbol of the terrible price of war, setting the stage for President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation. Number 2 is the Battle of Gettysburg, with over 51,000 casualties. This pivotal battle of the American Civil War saw Union forces defeating the Confederacy, shifting the war's momentum and leading to President Lincoln's famous Gettysburg Address. The battle itself was fought over 3 days and involved some of the fiercest fighting ever seen on American soil. The Union victory at Gettysburg was a turning point in the war, and the loss of so many soldiers underscored the cost of the conflict. It remains one of the most significant battles in American history. 1. The Battle of Gaugamela, 331 BCE. And finally, at number 1, we have the Battle of Gaugamela, with estimated deaths ranging from 100,000 to 300,000. Fought between Alexander the Great and the Persian Empire, it's regarded as one of the deadliest battles in ancient history. Despite being vastly outnumbered, Alexander's tactical genius led to a crushing defeat of the Persian king Darius III. The battle's outcome not only sealed Alexander's place in history, but also marked the beginning of the downfall of one of the greatest empires of antiquity.